David, a Nigerian entrepreneur, is 32. He is the kind of man who carried himself with quiet confidence. Ada, his girlfriend, was 26, radiant and full of life. Together, they were a picture of young love, the kind that drew smiles from neighbors and friends. When Ada introduced him to her mother, Mrs. Grace, David was instantly charmed. Mrs. Grace treated him with such warmth that he often joked that Ada's mother loved him more than Ada did. Mrs. Grace carried him like her own son and always took care of him as part of the family. Whenever David visits, Mrs. Grace fused over him, cooking for him, asking him if he has eaten well. She was a caring mother indeed. One Tuesday afternoon, David's phone rang. Mrs. Grace's voice came through, soft but urgent. "David, can you come over? I need to talk to you about something important." Something in her tone unsettled him, but he agreed. When he arrived, Grace welcomed him inside with her usual hospitality, but there was a gravity in her eyes. David asked, "What about Daddy?" She told him he traveled for a contract. She closed the door, then sat across him. Silence stretched until David finally asked, "Mama, what's wrong?" Her voice trembled, yet her words were deliberate. "David, ever since I gave birth to Ada, I've never been able to conceive again. My husband has tried, but it's not working. For years, I've carried this emptiness." David frowned, unsure where she was going. "I'm sorry, Mama, but why are you telling me this?" Mrs. Grace's eye locked onto his. "Because I want you to give me a child." David laughed nervously. He thought it was a joke. "Mama, this joke is terrible. You can't be serious." But she didn't laugh. Her expression was stoned. "I am serious, David. You are a strong, healthy man, and I trust you more than anyone else. I want a baby. I want to feel alive again." The silence that followed her felt suffocating. David's throat went dry. He was very shocked. This is wrong. This is madness. But then Mrs. Grace too walked closer and placed her hand gently on his arms. Her touch lingered. What started as refusal turned into hesitation, and hesitation into surrender. He ended up sleeping with his girlfriend's mom in her matrimonial bed. And it didn't end there. Afternoon became secret time to make love with each other. Ada was at work and her father was away. Mrs. Grace would call, and David, against his better judgment, would come. Each time they had sex, he felt more guilt inside of him. He told himself every time they meet would be the last, but he failed his words. 2 months later, her phone rang again. It was Grace. This time, her voice carried joy. "David, I am pregnant. I can't believe it," she continued, breathing happily. "David, I am so happy. You have given me life again." But David didn't feel like life has been given. He felt he had stolen a life from Ada, from her father, and from himself. Now, every time he visits Ada's house, it was like torment. Her mother's smile lingered too long. Her hand brushed his shoulder with secret familiarities. Ada's father still greeted him warmly, obviously to the betrayer under his roof. And Ada loved him fiercely, innocently, without suspecting anything. At night, David laid awake, sweat lingering to his finger and his skin. His thoughts whispered in circles. Shall I confess? Should I break up with my lover? What if Ada finds out? What if her father discovered the truth? The weight of his choice grew unbearable. He was a man split into two, the lover who wanted to marry Ada and the betrayer who had given her mother a child. And the cruelest part of it is, every time Ada smiled at him, he saw her mother's secret smile in the shadow behind her. David knew one thing for certain: there was no escape, not from the child growing inside Mrs. Grace's womb, not from the guilt he feels every time he remembers, but he always thinks about one thing: if he didn't end up getting married to Ada, he might come back and claim the unborn child in future.